Chapter 2: Design and Structure. Some readers of Digital Marketing in 2017 will be quite technical in their understanding of areas such as SEO, coding, and website design. Others may be more creative and have less of a technical brain. Whatever your degree of familiarity may be with coding and the like, the fact of the matter is that great digital performance, in part, relies on a healthy site structure. And the next couple of chapters focus on helping you to achieve that. So if you don't have too many scientific bones in your body, bear with me. But also try to stick with it, in the knowledge that a lot of digital marketers view these areas as being essential to success in 2017 and beyond. Don't ignore something just because it doesn't capture your imagination as much. Joshua Strovzinski from J Marketing emphasizes the importance of thinking about optimizing conversion rates before a site design is finalized.
We're really focusing on advertising effectiveness, and we're doing this having invested heavily in eye tracking software. Whether it is landing pages, banner design, even the effectiveness of content, we're running it through eye tracking, which has traditionally been very expensive. We've been able to make that very affordable, and A/B test variations. So before it ever goes to the build stage, you know that it's absolutely bang on. Whether that is reviewing what your agency is presenting to you or reviewing what we're doing for you.
Part of great user experience is ensuring that your site loads as fast as possible. That's the tip that MS Design's lead consultant, Michael Stricker, shares.
So I've only got 2 minutes,
Yeah.
and of course I thought of speed, right? So was just on Digital Olympus talking about 4 things you can do for conversion. And if you cannot get people to move quickly across your site and get the crawler to move quickly across your site, you're sunk. You can't convert people without doing that. So, right now mobile captures 2 out of every 3 minutes that Americans spend on digital media, and that's from ComScore. So knowing that puts America finally in the same place that much of the rest of the world already is. And I read a post today. Christopher Jones was publishing this thing. I think it was in Forbes, and he promoted it on LinkedIn. And the question was to ad agency professionals, should you be focusing on a mobile first campaign strategy? And my thought to that was like, what the, you absolutely have to, you really have to focus, and you need to analyze, you need to think about the competition, you need to think about comparing yourself to others. There's just so much focus on mobile, and if you're not going to speed up your site, you will lose.
Focusing on mobile is also a message that resonates with Dan Taylor, technical SEO consultant and account manager at Salt Agency.
I was kind of scared because Tony Passy kind of touched on half of what I feel 2 things that are quite hand in hand for 2017, and that's the focus on definitely the growth in mobile search and voice search. I think in 2016 it's been quite obvious that the search engines globally are moving towards the mobile search structure. Started off with a Vladivostok update from Yandex at the start of the year, second Google update, the mobile index introduction, AMP becoming mainstream, and even to an extent Baidu's mobile site builder. It's important to obviously classify that voice search goes with that. I mean, I've started seeing noticeably on commutes more people actually using the voice search feature, and I feel one of the biggest things for that is going to be optimizing content for voice search as opposed to just for general keywords, because the way we speak is in a much more semantic nature, and we speak in obviously long term as opposed to just saying 2 or 3 keywords. So off the back of that, my top tips for 2017 would be to focus on going mobile first with your website. Definitely, as Tony said, disregarding building desktop to begin with, desktop as the afterthought, then getting your structured data and your semantic markup in place with content which is optimized for semantic strings.
And as Ryan Buchanan from eRoy says, people have been claiming that it's a year of the mobile for a while now. But it really is the year of mobile now.
So I think the big stat that stood out for me for Cyber Monday is in one day, mobile e-commerce was over $1 billion, which was up 35% from last year just in that one day. And so my tip is really streamlining and simplifying the mobile purchase. So the action step there is to really look at your site and try to remove any barriers along the mobile website or app checkout process. So we've been saying it's the year of mobile for the last 15 years, but it's really real now.
Tony Passy, digital marketing professor at University of Utah and CEO founder at FireToss, is doing everything in his power to ensure that his designers always think mobile first.
Well, I'll tell you what we are focusing on for 2017. The biggest focus is how we develop a website when we think about digital marketing channels that we have planned. We're forcing our designers to stop designing for desktop. We literally are taking the desktop option away from them and forcing all websites to be designed on the mobile device first and foremost. And so that's my big recommendation. So many people think about the building of their web property in terms of a desktop and then a tablet, and then the mobile is about that third thought. And we can't do that anymore. We need to start thinking about mobile and mobile first, because as you look at so many wonderful applications on the web, mobile's an afterthought, and you can tell it's an afterthought. And so I think it's time that we need to force ourselves to change that paradigm and start thinking about the mobile device first. And so in order to support that technology and that kind of that shift in paradigm, many of us marketers looked at Google's AMP project as a better way to serve mobile pages, because there was a real genuine speed increase. And I think all of us that observe search traffic closely see that the AMP pages are loading faster and ranking much higher on the search engine. And I feel like if you don't know what AMP is, you're way, way behind the times. If you're just now arriving to AMP, stop, skip it, and move on to progressive web apps. So that was my second thing I was going to mention for 2017. Learn what progressive web apps are, learn how to build them, and force your developers or force yourself to learn how to develop all your web technologies that are built for mobile in progressive web apps. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically the ability for you to handle functions on a mobile website similar to how you can handle them within an in-app experience. And so if you don't know where to begin there, a really good place to begin is look at firebase.google.com. This is Google's sponsored Firebase project, and it's an entire base of code, explanation, learning tools, all kinds of resources to teach you to build progressive web apps. And so we've all seen this in the last 3 or 4 years. Mobile has just taken over the planet. I don't feel like it's stopping. I feel like there will always be a small niche for desktop and tablet, but I think mobile just continues to get richer and the experience gets better. And if you haven't changed your development and design process as of now, you're losing.
The last element of this design and structure chapter isn't about the design of your web presence. It's about the design and structure of your own digital team. And that's something that Johnny Jensen, founder of Live and Social, is passionate about.
I've had lots of practical tips. Tonight, I really want to recommend and encourage people to look at the structure of their team. Digital leadership is so important, and people look at why their digital strategy is failing and why their social media or content, why they can't get the support from the company. And ultimately, it comes down to the leadership and the structure of the team. So what I want to encourage people to realize is they need a strong digital leader, someone who understands and everything from the website design to SEO to pay-per-click to online advertising, and then the structure of the team beneath them. In a big company, it should be one person per role, and in a small company, these might just be different hats you need to wear. But it's a content and community manager. That's someone who is looking after the community, who's creating content, engaging with people, looking to grow the reach. The campaign manager, it does what it says on the tin. The campaign manager is looking at how they can generate through acquisition, online advertising, retargeting through social ads, the automation behind it, the workflows and the emails. That campaign manager really is a numbers focused person, and community managers often aren't good at the numbers, and the numbers people aren't often good at the communication, so they quite possibly different roles. And the third role is the customer service role, looking after reputation, looking after net promoter score, and really making sure that if complaints are coming in, they're dealt with in an appropriate and prompt manner. These are the hallmarks of a successful digital strategy, and ultimately that's what's creating market leaders, is a business that's structured like that. So many business leaders don't have the knowledge and skills, yet they end up trying to run a digital team or hire digital people, and then it just falls flat on the face. So start from the top, have leaders who understand digital, and then recruit properly and resource appropriately for the size of your business.
Chapter 2, Design and Structure Summary. Test your user experience before you even get to the website build stage. Make sure your website loads as quickly as possible for bots as well as users. Focus on going mobile first with your website, disregarding building desktop to begin with. Remove any barriers in your mobile site customer journey. If you're just arriving at AMP, then stop, skip it, and move on to progressive web apps. Design a structure for your digital team, then recruit to fill the structure. You can get your copy of Digital Marketing in 2017, the book, over at digitalmarketingin2017.com. Just scroll down, click on the orange order button, and you can choose from ordering the paperback or the Kindle edition on either Amazon.com or Amazon.co.uk. Then, when you've ordered, come back to digitalmarketingin2017.com to claim your bonuses.